There's a R.I.P. for Cicely Tyson from 1924 to 2021. She has done so many powerful and inspiring performances. Things like Roots, Fried Green Tomatoes, The Help, A Woman Called Moses, Sounder, The Marva Collins Story, Miss Scrooge, Hoodlum, Alex Cross, Autobiography of Miss Janet Pittman, which was a powerhouse performance, Diary of a Mad Black Woman, King, A Man Called Adam, Cherish the Day, The River Niger, and so many performances and so much more you could learn. And she would give so much in her performances. And for a very long time, anytime in school or anything, the main Dr. Martin Luther King movie we would see would be King. It's a very sad time. A lot of deaths have been happening kind of rapid fire. Um, Hers was just another nasty blow. Now, she did something rare but very powerful. And my mom and my grandma always mentioned this about her from when I was a kid. She did roles that represented black people in a way that she did roles that repped black people in a amazing way. Ways that served African Americans with love, education, representation, and power. She was class personified, and she always kept her ways. She was Cicely Tyson through and through until the day she died. She won the Medal of Freedom because of who she was and what she contributed and what she represented. When she got a script, her questions were things like, why me? Who was that character? And why Cicely should play it? She basically reflected on herself in order to see if this was the role right for someone like her. She had to feel it on her skin, in her mind, and that's how she knew. From information I found out just learning more about her, she was shy growing up and very quiet. She was a thinker who also sucked her thumb until she was 12. Hence why she had those teeth. And she was proud of them because that was part of who she was. I've always loved her realism and a no fear of judgment for it. Born to West Indian parents, and she talked about how she was as a child, and I quote her: I am an observer of human nature and the dreamer of audacious dreams. She was pregnant at 17 with a marriage that lasted only 2 years. So she did acting as a single mom back in like the 40s, which was already different. A black single mother back then getting into Hollywood? What? Oh, and because of her career choice at that time, her mom kicked her out and they had a falling out basically. But she found what she loved and fought on. But her mother had that trapped poor people mentality of this is it and we get no better. A plague that runs heavy and kills dreams in the black community even today. She, however, followed on and at 31 did Care of Gold and enrolled in an, and it was just like her first big role, and enrolled in an acting school ran by Paul Mann. Paul was a guy known to get a lot of actors and going. And Paul Mann, from her, he decided well, basically, Paul one time told her that He needed to talk to her, and he decided to pull her down and try to force himself onto her. And basically had a Me Too movement situation happen to her, from her own words. And she said it still affected her years later. And she still had to go back to get what was needed to earn that dream. So, in spite of her fears and that situation, she needed to get what she had to get where she had to go. And she got there through hard work despite the chaos of him. So she gets the Sounder, a movie I remember in school. A teacher explained when they were younger and they saw it, it made them think about their own past actions towards other cultures. A movie can make you think, and a reporter told her something similar, saying the word daddy, coming out as a black person, he couldn't fathom a black person, a black son saying that to a father, which started her on the path to use her platform to change the narrative. She viewed it as he didn't see me as a human, and to show black people are human beings too. Like I said before, my mother and grandmother always spoke to me about who she was and how she picked her roles and why, and they always talked about her with such reverence because it was different. Now, the man who I say, from what I've gathered and what she says, was the love of her life was Miles Davis. Decades together and married for 7 years. Now, he was not the best man on the planet. He was abusive and he cheated. And she saw in her eyes that he needed to be saved from himself. And she wanted to save him. She saw that a hurting person usually hurts the ones closest to them. But in the end, he did actually apologize to her for everything that he did. And in her own words, she never found love like his again and was not looking for it. And also, in her own words, love is not always born of logic. Now, she had a book coming out. As a matter of fact, she was promoting it, and I think it's out now. Just as I Am, which is her memoir. If you want to learn more about who she was, how she showed power for women, power for black people, and power for everyone. She was regal. She's the definition of black excellence. Not perfect, but the best version of her, and wanted others to be inspired to be the best version of them. True black royalty. And as she has had, from my research, 5-time Emmy nomination. Uh, when asked what do you need, she says cayenne pepper, a stash of cash, and a quiet place, which she has all three. She won a Peabody Career Award, Medal of Freedom, the Presidential Medal of Freedom, first black woman to host SNL, first black woman to get a, I think it was type of governor award, uh, Oscar nominated, 3 Emmys, a Tony, and I think she actually, if I remember correctly, she did win one Oscar. She achieved a lot. And she said one of the things she wants to remember is that she did her best. Rest in peace, rest in power, and rest in love. Thank you for what you've done, Cicely Tyson. And like I said, if you want to learn more about her, try to get your hands on her memoir and see what she lived. 96 years of a story. and thank you.